Guys, Willie here with W.T.F car reviews, and today we're going to be reviewing the all-new 2023 Jeep Grand Cherokee Overland 4xe.
And a big thanks to Mike at Furman Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Ram in Newport Richey, Florida for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to your inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car, SUV, or truck in the Newport Richey, Tampa, Clearwater area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out. And that's for Mike.
And for those of you guys who don't know, the Grand Cherokee has been Jeep's mid-size unibody rear-wheel drive based SUV since 1993. The 5th generation Grand Cherokee that you see here was released last year for 2022. For 2023, the 5.7 liter Hemi is no longer available. There were a few Summits and Summit Reserves available with a Hemi at the beginning of the year. I actually reviewed a 2023 Summit with a Hemi, but now the 4xe plug-in hybrid is the top power plant, but definitely nothing to sneeze at. It makes 375 horsepower, 470 pound-feet of torque, both significantly up compared to the Hemi. The Hemi made 360 horsepower, but only 390 pound-feet of torque. The middle of the pack limited and overland trims now come standard with a 10.1-inch touchscreen with navigation. There are 11 trim levels for 2023, the base being the $42,000 Laredo, the top being the Summit Reserve 4xe with a base price of $78,000 for a two-row SUV. The cheapest 4xe that you can get is the Limiter with a base price of $60K, but here we have the Overland 4xe with a base price a tick under $68,000. What else do we get for that money? Let's jump right in. So up front, you notice your full LED lighting, full LEDs for the high and low beam, and fog lights plus daytime running strips up top. Full front parking sensing, blue tow hook specific for the 4xe, panel that houses your advanced safety features under the middle spoke of the grille, and there are 7 specific rectangles or ovals, whatever you want to call them, for the grille itself. Chrome Jeep badge, this red metallic paint color is absolutely beautiful here in this Florida sun. We'll take a step back, get one last look at the front styling. The wheel and tire setup, you get these pretty impressive 20-inch rims. They're silver and gunmetal gray contrasted, wrapped in Bridgestone Ecopia Plus all-season tires, dimensions being 265/50 R20s. So with a 265 wide tires and 4-wheel drive, the power should get put down pretty well, and with these 50 series sidewalls, the ride quality should still be fantastic. We actually have the air suspension here on this Grand Cherokee Overland, so the ride quality should be just excellent. This E is where the charge port is. You press this E and it opens right up. There's level 1 and level 2 charging. At level 1, expect about 10 to 11 hours of charge time, but with level 2, you can get that down to like 2 hours, so huge difference. Grand Cherokee badge in the corner with the American flag right next to it. No plastic cladding for the wheel well cutouts, no plastic cladding for the rocker panel side skirt area too. Very clean looking side profile. I'll take a step back, try to show off the side profile for you guys. I'll also leave a link right here, a little picture overlay of the difference of this vehicle from its lowest air suspension mode to the highest. It actually makes a pretty significant difference. It's really nice if you're loading old people or pets into your car, and it's also nice for off-roading when you can clear just about anything thanks to this lift in this air suspension. We get 4-door smart access, black trim for the bottom part of the window trim, blacked out B and C pillars with some aluminum right up top. Blacked out roof rails, we get the panoramic moonroof too, hopefully you can pick it up on camera. Blacked out shark fin style antenna. The mirrors are huge, chrome and black contrasted, LED light on the mirror. Glass fills up the entire frame, blind spot monitoring on the glass, and we get heated side mirrors. Continuing along, same rear wheel and tire setup, the only difference is a smaller brake caliper. The gas cap is not pushed open. I'll show you the latch is inside. Full LED taillights, 4xe badge in the corner, full rear parking sensing, exhaust tips, tow hitch. I'll leave a link right here, show you what this SUV is rated to tow. Overland badge in the corner, Jeep in the center for this little panel that connects the 2 taillights. LED third brake light, additional camera for the camera mirror, and additional camera for the actual backup camera. We'll take a squad back here. Unfortunately, we won't be able to rev up this plug-in hybrid system, but you can get a good look at your dual exhaust tips, fully independent rear suspension. And let's pop this hood, check out the power plant, see what's going on for the 4xe. All right guys, here we have the 2-liter turbo hybrid setup sold by Jeep for the 2023 Grand Cherokee 4xe, cranking out 375 horsepower, 470 pound-feet of torque, enough to get this 2-row version of the Grand Cherokee to 60 in the low 5-second range. Really a quick SUV considering this power plant. Also very efficient. We'll check out exactly the MPG estimates on the window sticker once we check out the interior. But what you see is basically what we get. We can shut this hood right down. We get hydraulic struts and a really convenient location for the washer fluid right there in the corner, so you don't spill anything all over the place like I did with my 2021 Camaro LT1. We can shut this hood right down, take a step back, walk around this 2023 Grand Cherokee Overland 4xe one more time. It's a really nice looking SUV, especially with this burgundy metallic paint color. As far as the interior, What do we get for the money? Let's see what we get. So up top, we get the soft faux leather trim, genuine wood in the center, aluminum door handle, 2-person memory seats, and this button right here activates the massage function. We have gushy soft leather for the armrest, gushy soft leather for the center, 4-window auto one touch, power folding 4-way adjustable mirrors, and we get the 19-speaker booming Macintosh sound system here. Down below, hard plastic, but to be expected. Massive storage will fit a foot long and a 24-ounce water bottle to wash it down. As you step inside, Jeep nameplate. The seats are beautiful perforated Overland seats. Remind me a lot of the Wagoneer Series 3 we just reviewed in this channel, and that says a lot for a mid-trim Grand Cherokee. Fully adjustable too. These are massage capable seats, 4-way lumbar. You can recline, drop, lift, and slide, and adjustable thigh support, and heated and ventilated seats here for this Overland. Taking a step inside, we'll see what else we get. Foot on the brake, engine start stop, and watch everything fire right to life. See how it says Grand Cherokee 4xe on the digital gauge display? Well, first thing we notice is the steering wheel. It's very thick with white contrast stitching, solid 10-2 bolstering notch, but again, just like most Jeep SUVs, the 9.3 just doesn't fit as well as I would like. We get some aluminum outlining it, some genuine wood for the frame, leather stitched Jeep horn area. The horn itself, very aggressive sounding horn. People should definitely be getting out of your way. We'll do a window check, see if we get dual panes. We do get dual panes here on this Overland trim. Really impressive. On the left side of the steering wheel, we can answer and hang up our phone calls and the adjustments for the infotainment. On the right side, radar cruise control, the adjustments for the radar, adjustments for the speed right outside of it. We get paddle shifters too for this 8-speed automatic transmission. We can check out these infotainment adjustments. Right now we're looking at vehicle info, tire pressure, energy economy, gauge summary, and the oil life. We can drop down to the hybrid info, range to E, efficiency coach, charge power, and the E-drive mode. Drop down to trip A and trip B, terrain status, vehicle dynamics, and pitch and roll. Audio, messages, settings, and right back to where we started. My personal favorite would be to leave it here for this digital speedometer with a tach right beneath going to about 5,500 RPM. All your charging information to the right, the lane keep assist in the bottom right, compass in the top left, coolant temperature in the bottom left, fuel level in the bottom right. Anyway, continuing along, the turn signal stacks have a pretty satisfying click. Auto rain sensing wipers, you can adjust the rear wiper too. To the left of the steering wheel, we have our 4xe mode, we have hybrid, electric, and e-save, gas cap release, auto headlamps, and fog lights. Interior brightness below, electronic parking brake, hopefully you get a good look at the pedals, power tilt and telescoping steering wheel, wood, aluminum, leather stitch trim for this part, and the top of this entire dashboard. Very premium look, and an additional Macintosh speaker in the corner. Awesome. Continuing along, engine start stop button, 10.1-inch touchscreen standard here for 2023. We have our home screen. Here we get a navigation icon, and we have our music to the right of it. Media, we have music only. Once it loads up, nav, we have navigation only. Phone, nothing's hooked up. We'll let the potential owner of this vehicle set everything up to their liking. Mirror dimmer can be adjusted to the touchscreen. Rear view camera can be accessed also through the touchscreen, really high resolution with guidance lines and trajectory. Settings, you can see everything that can be potentially adjusted quite a bit. My profile, safety and driving assistance, hybrid electric, and down below we have clock, phone, Bluetooth, voice, and the navigation all can be adjusted. Off-road settings, we can launch the off-road pages. As soon as it decides to load up, there we go. Vehicle dynamics, transfer case unlocked, rear axle locker also unlocked. 4-wheel drive high is our current mode. We don't have like actual true 4x4, so we can't throw it into 2-wheel drive. 4-wheel drive high is our standard auto mode. You see longitude, altitude, and latitude, accessory gauges, pitch and roll, select terrain, and suspension adjustments, all in the off-road settings. To go back, you just press the vehicle button one more time, check out e-hybrid, see what we get available, hybrid mode, engine, battery, climate, power flow, driving history, schedules, e-save, and the charge setting all can be controlled here. My personal favorite would be to look at the map at all times, so we'll leave it there. Heated and ventilated front seats, heated steering wheel, dual zone, automatic climate control up front, adjustments for the vents in the center. You can press this button and it opens up an additional storage pocket, 2 USB-A, 2 USB-C ports, wireless charging pad, and a 12-volt good spot for a radar detector. Drive mode select, we have rock, sand, mud, snow, auto, and sport mode. We'll start the review off in auto, transition to sport to see what the differences are. 4-wheel drive low, gear selector for the 8-speed auto, and our air suspension. Hopefully you can pick up the differences between the lowest and the highest setting in this vehicle. Underneath, we have our hill descent control, 2 cup holders. They're octagon stop sign shaped cup holders. Never seen a cup that shape, but you'll fit up to 20, maybe 24 ounce bottles with these pushy things to keep the drinks in place. You can shut this all up, expose some piano black. So keep your cleaning supplies at hand, but when it's clean, it looks very premium. Unfortunately, hard plastic for your knee will often hit. The Wagoneer is padded. Some of the other vehicles like the Durango RT Plus was also padded here. So I would expect the Overland 4xe with a near $70,000 base price to also have some padding for the knee area. But speaking of padding, this armrest is gushy, softly padded, white contrast stitching. Storage space, we get 2 tiers. You'll stack 3 or 4 iPhones on top of each other in the first tier. In the second tier, you'll fit probably a 6, maybe 7 or 8 single-liter bottles of soda. You'll probably fit 4 2-liters in here. Really an impressive amount of space, all lined with felt. The glove box, you can pull this latch. It is damped and also lined with felt. Pretty wide. I'd expect you to fit 20, 25 license plates in there. Nice solid amount of space. Hard plastic above it with some wood trim above that and more of that leather stitching for the center of the dashboard. Frameless auto dimming rear view mirror, and check this out, it's a camera mirror. So you can flip this up and you can see everything that's behind you through a camera at all times. And I'll leave it like this so when we take this car out for a drive, you guys can see everything that is behind me. Above that, 3 garage home link settings. Interior lights are LED. We have a moonroof. You can open the tailgate with these buttons, SOS, assist. You can also tilt and vent this moonroof. To open the glass, you simply just press this button and the first panel goes on top of the second panel. So yeah, it sticks out like a sore thumb, but we'll see how far it goes, see if it goes out any further. It does. Wow, so well into the second row seat. Massive opening to poke our way out of here. Beautiful day today in Newport Richey, Florida. Sunny and 88 degrees according to this Grand Cherokee. We can finish opening up the shade with a click of a button. It opens up pretty quickly, but we can close this glass right up. We'll leave the shade open so when we hop out back, you see how much light is brought into the cabin, but really impressive feature, this massive panoramic moonroof. That's about it though for the front seat, guys. Let's check out this window sticker, see any features that I may have missed on this 2023 Grand Cherokee Overland 4xe with a base price a tick under 68,000 bucks. Pause, take a look at all the standard features. We really do have quite a bit of them. Options, $495 for this red pearl metallic paint color, $2155 for the luxury tech group, including the Napa leather seats, rear view auto dimming digital display mirror, a power driver's seat with a back massager, 12-way power adjustable driver's seat with front passenger seat with back massager, 12-way power adjustable front passenger seat with passenger seat memory, manual second row window shades, AC with 4 automatic temperature control, 4-zone auto climate, $1,800 destination, totals us out a tick over 72,000 bucks. Fuel economy also fantastic, 56 mpge, 23 mpg with gas only. Really impressive numbers. We can put this window sticker right back. That's about it for the front seat. Let's hop out back, see how much space is offered back there, as well as the overall quality of the material. So up top, just like up front, we have this gushy soft material, manual sunshades. That's nice for kids if they're trying to sleep or if anybody's trying to sleep in the back seat. Wood for the center, aluminum beneath that, gushy soft leather for the actual center, and a gushy soft armrest, auto one touch, even out back. You can fit a 6-inch sub in that storage pocket, 24-ounce water bottle to wash it down, 2 additional Macintosh speakers. The rear seats also appear to be Napa leather, perforated in the center. Of course, they're not ventilated. They may be heated. Yes, they are heated rear seats, but not ventilated. The adjustments for the seats, you can recline them. I don't believe you can slide. No, you can't slide the seats back and forth, but they are reclinable. We'll check out the range for the recline in 1 second. But speaking of that, I'm a little bit over 6 feet tall, sitting behind my seat settings, and I still have at least 4 or 5 inches of knee room, headroom. I have at least 1 inch, possibly 2. Impressive amount of space. 2 separate zones for the climate control in the back with heated rear seats, air vents in the center console area, and air vents in both of the B pillars. Down below, we have a 115 volt, 150 watt AC outlet and 2 USB-A, 2 USB-C ports. There's a hump here for the exhaust or the drive shaft, which will take up a little bit of footroom for this middle passenger, but 2 adults can easily fit in the corners and kid can fit in the center back here with no problem. The center cubby, we can check it out right here. There's a string, so you have to grab your hand into it. It's pretty soft, octagonal shaped, stop sign shaped cup holders with pushy things to keep the drinks in place. And I'd expect you to fit 20, possibly 24-ounce water bottles. The lights in here, you press them and they're LED. We get a hook that's nice for a suit or a dress. That's about it though, guys, for the back seat. Ton of light brought into the cabin thanks to this giant panoramic moonroof. Let's check out well, actually, before we check out the third row seat, I mentioned I'll show you how the seat reclines. So right now I'm in my upright position. If I wanted to recline, this is the recline position. So very comfortable back here. I could sit back here for long trips and definitely not complain. Let's put the seat right back into the original seat setting and check out the cargo space. See how much space is offered back there, and then take this 2023 Grand Cherokee 4xe out for a drive. So on the right side, there's a button underneath the P, which electrically opens up your tailgate And back here, this is an impressive amount of space. You fold those rear seats down 60-40, I'd expect you to fit a 75-inch TV back here with no problem. I love how Jeep puts the button to close the trunk on the side. So if you have heavy grocery bags, you can just press this button and take a step and walk away instead of having to lift it all the way up over your head and press the button. Really convenient, and they give you a couple seconds to walk back so you don't have to worry about getting crushed by your tailgate. Secret storage space, let's take a look and see how much we get. None, because it's all taken out with a spare tire, but I'm sure nobody will complain if they end up getting a flat on the side of the road and they can just literally open up their trunk and put a spare on instead of having to call roadside assistance. That's about it though for this cargo space. We get a subwoofer for the Macintosh sound system, additional storage, probably a fuse box in here, 12 volt. So if you have an electrically cooled cooler, you can just plug it in and all your food will be super cold when you get back or get to or from your destination. Shut the trunk right up, again, press this button. It gives you a second to step back so you don't have to worry about getting doofed in the head. There are 2 additional speakers on the actual trunk itself. Hopefully you pick that up on camera. That's about it though for the inside and outside of this all new 2023 Jeep Grand Cherokee Overland 4xe. Absolutely loaded of a vehicle. It looks great, it feels great in the inside, and the performance numbers are impressive. 375 horsepower, 470 pound-feet of torque. And speaking of that, let's take this car for a drive and see what it's got. All right guys, now just about seen everything we need to see with the inside and outside of the all-new 2023 Jeep Grand Cherokee Overland 4xe with the air suspension. Let's take it out for a drive and see what it's got. My first impressions though are, unlike the Wagoneer, the steering here is noticeably heavier. It's noticeably heavier than the Wrangler too, and I like that. It makes it feel a little bit more connected to the road. Barely on the throttle, going to about 3,000 RPM. It picks up speed really well. And it's silent in here. It's not quite as silent as the Wagoneer we just reviewed. That was one of the quietest vehicles I've ever sat inside ever. This is right up there though. We are approaching $75,000 for the price, but from a luxury standpoint, you are definitely getting it. The air suspension feels very soft. We'll check out the brakes in 1 second. Yeah, the regenerative braking helps the brakes quite a bit. You don't even really need to step on the brake pedal. We slow down pretty heavily. Steering feels good. Lean into it about a quarter of the way. Okay, very sensitive throttle. We go to like 4,000 RPM with just partial throttle, but it didn't give us the full torque. You had to actually fully lean into it to get the full boost. We just revved kind of high, which I noticed in 2022 when we reviewed the 3.6 liter V6 version. It would also rev to like 4,000 or 5,000 RPM with partial throttle. And thanks to this hybrid setup, to maintain speed takes barely any throttle. The regenerative braking makes it so that you have to constantly be on the gas pedal, but if you're just partially on the gas pedal, like 1%, you'll maintain speed almost as if you had the cruise control turned on. And uphill, we haven't even changed our footing yet on the throttle. We haven't changed speed either, so overall torque here is just fantastic. You won't even really notice the inclines while driving, and that's kind of like the biggest thing with why you don't really want to go for a V6 or 4-cylinder SUVs, because you just don't really feel that low-end punch like you would with a V8. Here with this plug-in hybrid setup, that's not even the case at all. It actually feels stronger down low than the 5.7. All right guys, taking a step out here, lean into about halfway. Picks up speed really well. You don't really hear any engine noise either. It's extremely quiet. I noticed that in the 3-liter Hurricane Wagoneer we just reviewed in this channel, and this motor is significantly smaller. It's a whole liter smaller, so it makes a lot less noise. Through the turn, steering feels good. The regenerative braking keeps us slowing down through the turn even if we're not on the brake pedal. About quarter throttle. Very good torque, but again, we are revving pretty high for such low throttle. And on concrete pavement, the road noise is still basically non-existent. We get a little more compared to the dark asphalt, but still for concrete pavement, this is one of the quietest road noises that I've heard in really any vehicle. You get your money's worth when it comes to luxury in this SUV. I kind of wish it had the third row, but the third row option is only like an additional $2,500 to $3,500. So if you don't really need the third row, save the weight, you'll get a little bit better gas mileage here with the 2-row, and the handling is a little bit better too. Through the turn, steering responds right away, and we'll try our acceleration off the line. We're not going to brake torque it, but just off the line on the gas. A little bit of lag, but oh my god. Ooh. Yep, this thing can move. It felt faster than the Wrangler 4xe we just reviewed in this channel, and to be expected, it doesn't have those massive tires on it. It's more street ready. This thing feels really quick, handles well, about half throttle. It takes a second, but once it responds,
takes off really well. You will not be fishing for power in this car. It is impressive both from a performance aspect and a luxury aspect. Napa leather seats, 19 speaker sound system with almost 1,000 watts, solid driving dynamics both when it comes to performance and luxury feel thanks to this air suspension. This is an impressive SUV. A little more twisty. We don't even need any brake pedal because the regenerative braking works so well. Steering still feels good, about half throttle. Good consistent acceleration. A little more twisty, brakes. Turn in, barely any body roll. Good torque. Not bad. We can try it out in pure EV mode. We've been in hybrid this whole time. In pure electric, let's see what we got. Yeah, so a lot less overall torque, but still plenty of torque when it comes to usable power. You can get to highway speed in this thing with no problem. About quarter throttle, good torque. Yeah, no complaints. You can drive every day in pure EV mode. You'll probably never be fishing for power. It's just range wise. We only get 33 miles of total range. So if your work trip, your trip to work and back is like 15 miles each way, it's doable. It may be cutting it close towards the end, but it's still worth it in the sense that you don't necessarily need a full EV that gives you 300 miles of range, because most people that buy full EVs, they end up charging them every night anyway. So if you plan on charging every night and you don't plan on driving more than 30 to 40 miles a day anyway, this is more than enough of a pure EV range. And this also gives you the best of both worlds, because if you do need to fill it up with gas or you need to go on a long trip, you can still do that here without waiting for 45 minutes or an hour at a supercharging station like you would with other EVs. But overall, if you're looking for a fuel efficient, high performance, spacious luxury SUV, the Overland 4xe is truly one of the best that I can think of for the money. The Limited may be a better value at the $60,000 price point, but you don't get nearly as many luxury features that you get on the Overland. So I would like to get my hands on the Limited, compare the two, but either the Limited or the Overland. See, there we have the little feature for the red light camera. Every time you get a red light camera, the system actually beeps at you to alert you. At first it was a little confusing, but eventually you get used to it. It's a pretty helpful feature. All right guys, pure EV mode. We can try an acceleration onto a highway and then wrap things up, see how much power we make in pure EV. On the gas. Okay, definitely not blowing you away, but you can feel the gear shifts with this 8-speed transmission. It's kind of funky to not hear any engine noise, but to still feel the gear shifts. But you look down, we're at highway speeds. It definitely gets the speed quick enough in pure EV. It may use a little bit of extra range if you're stepping on the gas that hard in pure EV mode, but you should still be able to get 10 miles each way in pure EV. So overall, you're looking for a top level luxury SUV under the $70,000 base price point. You need good performance. You want 0 to 60 around 5 seconds, if not quicker, and you want to be able to average 30 plus MPGs. I genuinely don't see a better way to go than this 2023 Grand Cherokee Overland. Check out the Limited 4xe and check out the Overland, but both ways you have a really powerful vehicle with great fuel economy and really top level luxury. And a big thanks to Mike at Furman Jeep in Newport Richey, Florida for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to their inventory below. And if you're looking for a new car, SUV, or truck in the Newport Richey, Tampa, Clearwater area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out, and that's from Mike. And huge thanks to all of you for watching. I had a great time making this video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. You guys know the channel is just not possible without you, and I really appreciate the constant support. But again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Leave a like too. It really helps me out the YouTube algorithm. That's how these videos get promoted to new people. Leave a comment. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. Leave a comment. Let me know if there's any specific cars, SUVs, or trucks you want to see reviewed on this channel, and I'll definitely try getting those videos for you ASAP. But other than that, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope all of you have a great day.